The Bond hype machine is cranking. Here's our special October 1st, 2020 edition of Spy Movie News with lots of updates on No Time to Die, including release strategies, the official James Bond podcast launch, Billie Eilish, Ana de Armas, and more. Hi, this is Dan Silvestri of SpyMovieNavigator.com with another special edition of Cracking the Code of Spy Movies. Let's get to it. All right, No Time to Die news. Wow, according to express.uk.co, it looks like they're sticking to the November 2020 release of No Time to Die. They reference a September 23rd, 2020 tweet by James Bond at 007 of a photo of Paloma and Bond at a bar saying, "Dressed to Kill, Bond and Paloma from No Time to Die in cinemas this November." Now, we noted before that the new poster's release said November. This tweet definitely says this November. We mentioned that other movie releases like Black Widow have been delayed until next year. Express also reports that fans are replying to the tweet with encouragement to either delay the release or stream it so that viewers can stay safe during the pandemic, which is far from over. Here are a couple of responses that SpyMovieNavigator.com noted. One response, which I will not be seeing in theaters as it isn't safe to be in a movie theater until there's a vaccine. Now, if you release it for streaming rental, I'd definitely pay $30 to watch it at home. Here's another. There's no way I'm entering a cinema this November. Health comes first. So a big pass from me. I look forward to streaming the film in due course. In a recent survey, we reported in an earlier Spy Movie News, it was only about 22% of the people around the world felt safe going to the theater now to watch a movie. There are many fans who want the movie released this November, and there were plenty of responses who wanted the movie released in November 2020. That's just the way it is. But the negative response to the James Bond at 007 recent tweet is some indication of what some of the fan base thinks. The decision for the studios and Eon will be economic, more than likely. If they think they can make a threshold baseline minimum required take, they'll go for it. If the indication is they won't, then they may delay. But a hybrid solution, or releasing to the theaters and releasing on video demand simultaneously, that might not work at the same time. Just reporting the news. What do you think? Let us know. Check out express.co.uk for the rest of this story. And this, why No Time to Die might really come out in November 2020. Check out this article at cinemablend.com by Mike Reyes of September 29, 2020. It's entitled, Why No Time to Die Might Want to Stick to Its November Release Date. In what is the most compelling reason advanced by CinemaBlend, MGM and Universal might want to release in November as planned because of their 17-day contract with movie theaters like AMC. New movies can be released in theaters and run for 17 days, and then be released on paid video on demand. That way, the studios and Eon can do both, not simultaneously, but sequentially. So, if you choose not to go to the theater, then in a matter of weeks, maybe to a month after the release, you can be watching it in the comfort and safety of your own home. We think this is a pretty compelling reason why they'll release in November. In addition, CinemaBlend also says, with all the other delays in releases to next year, No Time to Die might have very little competition in November. What we at SpyMovieNavigator.com have observed as of late is that Eon and the studios are gearing up for the November 2020 release, with new official podcasts released September 30th, new posters, videos, and more. It looks like they're getting ready to go. All right, let's talk about that new Eon Productions podcast. Eon Productions launched a new podcast September 30th with interviews with the actors of No Time to Die and more. What does this mean for the release of the movie in November? Is it pre-release hype and marketing to get people really pumped to go see the movie in theaters this November? Does it mean they're testing the waters to see reactions, or just putting something out to keep the interest levels high? Who knows, but they did it. We listened to the first one. It was pretty good. Here is copy from their Apple Podcast page. No Time to Die, the official James Bond podcast, is a new and exclusive podcast hosted by James King, The 6-part series features exclusive interviews with Daniel Craig, Rami Malek, Léa Seydoux, Jeffrey Wright, Naomi Harris, director Cary Fukunaga, producers Michael G. Wilson and Barbara Broccoli, Billie Eilish, and Phineas O'Connell, and a host of key behind-the-scenes crew from casting director to special effects supervisor. They continue on saying each of the 6 episodes focuses on a different aspect of the franchise. Learn everything about Bond from music, gadgets, locations, stunts, costumes, and cars. Podcast listeners will be the first to hear exclusive score from Hans Zimmer and brand new recordings from the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra from Bond 25, released by Decca Records. No Time to Die, the official James Bond podcast, is produced by Something Else in association with Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer Studios, Universal Pictures International, United Artists Releasing, and Eon Productions. And from an article on IGN.com, here's the episode breakdown. Episode 1, Bond in Context. We listened to that one. Pretty good. Episode 2, Bond Around the World. Episode 3, A Name to Die For, Allies and Enemies of Bond. Episode 4, The Craft of Bond. Episode 5, Clothes, Tech, and Cars. Episode 6, Being 007. Also see MovieWeb.com's article on this. The reality is, releasing a new podcast each week for 6 weeks gets you to about a week before No Time to Die is scheduled for release in the UK. This is no coincidence. A Billie Eilish video is released. The just mentioned Ian Production podcast. Now couple that this week with the video release of the Billie Eilish No Time to Die title song. That's a strong signal for November 2020. Definitely. Check out Variety.com's article entitled Billie Eilish Drops Music Video for No Time to Die. The video is a collage of shots of Billie Eilish singing and clips from the movie. It's well done, with Billie Eilish coming out of the dark shadows into view, adding more mystery to the film. This video is directed by Daniel Kleinman, and it's first rate. Check out the article on Variety.com for all the details, and see the video there as well. We're going to continue on with No Time to Die. Ana de Armas on playing Paloma. Ana de Armas wanted to play a role that was not a stereotype Bond woman role, but she wanted to add something that represents women well. Having spoken to Cary Fukunaga about her role, she emphasized that she wanted her character to be empowered and realistic, and not stereotypical. Well, from the clips we have seen, she looks empowered, wielding 2 guns at once, flying through the air for kicks. Yeah, she looks good. Go, Ana de Armas. In a Yahoo.com story entitled No Time to Die is a love story between James Bond and Léa Seydoux's Madeleine Swann, dated September 30th, 2020 by Tom Butler. They say that No Time to Die will tie together all of what Craig's Bonds have been through, from Casino Royale to this final Craig appearance as Bond. From losing his love, Vesper Lynd, in Casino Royale, to maybe settling down with Dr. Madeleine Swann, Léa Seydoux, Bond has gone through many emotions and attitude changes. Tough, but maybe mellowing a bit now with a new love interest. Barbara Broccoli had said, it's a pretty epic film, I have to say. Seydoux said, it's more psychological and more emotional than Spectre. From our point of view, at SpyMovieNavigator.com, we certainly have not seen Bond in love very often in the Bond movies. Sex, lust, yes. Love, not often. Of course, Vesper Lynd in Casino Royale. On Her Majesty's Secret Service, to be sure, he married Tracy DiVincenzo. Spectre? We assume at the end Bond is hanging it up and driving off into the sunset with his new love, Swann. In No Time to Die, there are plenty of rumors that he has been with Swann for the last 5 years, during which he's been retired. And even rumors that they have a daughter. Nothing is substantiated in the new film, of course, and all of that is speculation. But there does seem to be a love story in here. That's a wrap for our Spy Movie News for October 1st, 2020, and our focus on No Time to Die and James Bond. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, @SpyNavigator, and Instagram too. Subscribe right now to our Cracking the Code of Spy Movies show on your favorite podcast app.